Following the defeat of Professor Marmalade and their recent release from prison, the bad guys have since reformed but struggle to fit into society. They are still blamed for everything that went down the city, still seeing them as the bad guys. Wolf, Shark, Piranha, and Tarantula unsuccessfully apply for jobs while Snake is frequently away from home. Wolf spends his time with Diane and they grow closer, but they cannot start a relationship due to him being an ex-criminal and her being the governor of the city. Inspired by Diane to give people a reason to accept them, Wolf helps Commissioner Logan track down the Phantom Bandit, a new criminal known for being untraceable. Wolf soon find evidence leading them to believe the bandit being Snake, only to later realize he was with his new girlfriend, Susan. In an attempt to expose the Phantom Bandit at a Lucha Libre wrestling tournament, the bad guys are framed for the Phantom Bandit's work. They are chased after by the police and even the commissioner, who was starting to trust them. She also lost her trust. On the run, Wolf calls Diane to prove they're innocent and she agrees to help them, asking Wolf to lay it low until things are sorted, but things are not going well for the bad guys. Snake's lower. It seems she was working with the Phantom Bandit and she sedates every one of them and took them hostage. The real identity of the Phantom Bandit is revealed. It was the kitty cat. Pigtail was the pig who framed the bad guys, and Doom used the name Susan as an alias and was using Snake to lure the bad guys. Kitty recruits them to help steal the experimental Moon X rocket, using the video footage to blackmail Wolf that she will reveal the identity of Diane as the Crimson Paw. Meanwhile, Diane visits Marmalade in prison. He's now jacked up and he reveals the kitty's plan after messing up with her head a little bit. Apparently the kitty plans to use the multinational space station to steal all of the world's gold with MacGuffinite, a rare metal which can magnetically attract gold. Now knowing the whole truth, Diane has to put a stop to this before their rocket launches. Meanwhile, reluctantly, Wolf and the others are forced to work together with them. The group begins their plan by successfully stealing the smartwatch of the rocket's owner, Mr. Moon, at his wedding. Even though their plan goes sideways at first, they manage to accomplish their task. This was the deal that Kitty will return the thumb drive and Wolf completes the task, and it seems like she will keep her word, but before that she reminds him about how he and his team are at a loss when they decided to stop stealing. Kitty gives Wolf the footage on a flash drive as promised, but she never wanted to let them go. Kitty uploads the footage to the internet, which reveals Diane's secret identity globally and alerts the police of the bad guy's location. She gives Wolf the choice. She gives him the remote to free themselves, but this will automatically continue the upload of Diane's video. They tried different ways to get out of there plus stop the upload, but in the end it did not work and the video goes live. And now everyone knows the secret identity of the governor, that she is the infamous Crimson Paw. Diane doesn't know what's going on outside, that her secret identity has been exposed and she is no longer the governor. She confronts the Phantom Bandits and take them all out by herself, but before they board the rocket, Kitty reveals that the footage is now live. A devastated Diane, while she was distracted, is tranquilized by the kitty. Anyhow, she manages to sneak on board while half-conscious. Luggins rearrests the bad guys, but admits that she trusts them and helps them board the rocket mid-launch via helicopter. No one was able to stop the launch, but the bad guys and Diane was able to get on board. Now they are in space, and upon reaching the multinational space station, Kitty uses it to supercharge MacGuffinite ore and starts drawing all the gold from Earth. Marmalade, who was found not guilty after the video was released, him in his gold car was showing off, and with the rest of gold along with his car also gets drawn to space. The bad guys try to sabotage the MacGuffinite core but end up almost in a near-death situation in the process. Doom has a change of heart after seeing that Snake is in trouble. She tries to let Snake enter inside the space station, and feeling betrayed, Kitty turns on her. This prompts both Petrova and Doom to distance themselves from Kitty, and they help the bad guys to get access inside the space station. When Wolf reaches her, Kitty breaks the magnet's remote, but Wolf pickpockets the smartwatch, which allows him to maneuver the rocket into the magnet, destroying it and returning the gold back to Earth. Enraged, Kitty attempts to kill Wolf for ruining her plan, but Diane recovers from the drug and defeats her. Wolf and Diane happily reunite and share their first kiss, while the rest regroup as the space station plummets towards Earth. It was evident that they will all die in the crash. However, after crash landing, Kitty is sent to prison. Doom and Pigtail are sentenced to community service, and Luggins fakes the deaths of the bad guys and Diane so they can be employed as secret agents. Meanwhile, Marmalade flies into space in his limo, which transforms into a spaceship, and it is clear that his plan meant correctly, that he can return to his home planet, which is not Earth.